Good morning and welcome to the Forex Daily Update, brought to you by Pepperstone on Monday the 12th of November 2018. I'm Darren Sinden and you can follow me throughout the day on Twitter by using @ds_Pepperstone. Right, as ever, let's kick off with a look at the overnight changes and price moves to be aware of. But of course, as it's a Monday, we'll look at things from a weekly perspective. And a couple of big standouts here, really weakness in euro dollar and in the pound against the US dollar. The pound slipping by around 0.58% over the course of the last week, and the euro for its part down by 0.66% against the dollar over the last 7 days. The pound, of course, weakening sharply today as that Brexit uncertainty continues. Let's take a look at dollar yen, 114.04 trading. Slightly down on the day, but the yen weakening by 0.77% over the course of the week, and of course trading above another round number in the shape of 114. There's also been weakness in both the Canadian dollar and Mexican peso, the US's near neighbours. The Canadian dollar down 0.66% against the US dollar, and the Mexican peso giving up 0.75% against the greenback. Dollar index for its part starts the week at 97.13, up by around 0.61% over the course of the last 7 days, and of course trading healthily above that key 97 level as we see it. Alright, let's take a look at what's on the calendar then, events that may move the markets today, and it's a very quiet calendar today. The principal reason for that is that it's a national holiday in the US, it's Veterans Day, bond markets are closed, but stock markets remain open in the US today. Nonetheless, we don't expect very much in the way of volume or action today. In terms of data, we've already had some inflation data out of Australia this morning for the month of August, alongside machine tool orders for Japan from October, both numbers on the disappointing side there. To come, we have unemployment data out of France for the third quarter, and industrial output data for September from Italy out at 9 AM GMT. And that's it really until later this evening, when at 19:30 we'll hear a speech from FOMC member Daly, and then at 21:45 tonight we're back to New Zealand for food price index data month on month for the month of October. So a pretty quiet calendar, but things do hot up later in the week. Okay then, breaking news and comment that's caught my eye overnight and over the weekend. And first of all, as we saw, the pound sterling has slipped on continued Brexit uncertainty, and it remains unclear if UK PM Theresa May can conclude a Brexit deal with the EU in the time scale that remains, and one that EU MPs will be prepared to back. So somewhat between the rock and the hard place at the moment for Mrs May. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia has signalled that it may be open to production cuts. Of course, OPEC meets at the end of November, and the Saudis have indicated that they could consider cutting their production then, and Brent crude prices have risen in Asian trade as a result after more than a week of falling prices. Staying in Asia Pacific, US Vice President Mike Pence will visit Tokyo today for talks on North Korea and other security issues, and this is part of a wider Asian tour for Mr Pence over the course of the coming week. Okay then, food for thought, something for you to take away with you into the trading day and beyond. Well, why not think about this? US inflation data is due for release on Wednesday, and the rate of inflation or price growth in the US could well influence the pace of future interest rate rises, and of course the price of the US dollar. Investment bank UBS believes that inflation growth in the US will moderate going forward, but will rising wages tip the balance? And of course we have seen an increasingly tight US labour market. The recent job numbers and wage data showed that. The UBS forecasting, as I say, a moderation in US inflation growth, though they do suggest it will pick up in the second half of 2019. My question is, will we see a steeper rally in inflation due to that tighter US labour market? Alright, please take a moment to read the risk warning. Trading CFDs and foreign exchange on margin can be a risky business. If you're in any doubt about those risks or the suitability of leverage products for you, then please do contact your Pepperstone account representative, and do take a moment to read this risk warning thoroughly. Thank you for your time.